why did this fella do this, you know? Go and dig up our ancestors, you know. And got paid $10 for the whole body, or $5 or $7, $8 for the skull. Wow, and that was a business, man. That was his business. He made money off that. That was a lot of money them days, 1898, 1899. That's her belief, that's her willpower, and that's her vision. Just showing the people how much she cares about our ancestors. She understands it's wrong.
Is a story that Vern told me about his grandmother. This was in the early 50s. He was raised by his grandmother, and they would walk along the trail, what is now West Saanich Road, and the grandmother would stop where the graveyard is, and she would have her arms raised, crying and praying to the ancestors that she was sorry for the damages that are happening to their graves.
From my grandmother, when I was, we usually talk in the morning and in the evening, and she talks about, oh, I was out the honey to me, says. She says, why? She says, the shamkala, you know, it's just, white people are just white people digging up our ancestors.
With me, it was that meeting with Cora and my interest in the history of North Saanich and my awareness of how important it was that the First Nations be part of that history. And consequently, wherever we walk, we are walking on the bodies of those hundreds of years of people who died and, as was the custom, were left where they died because that's where the spirit was, and a cairn was built over them.
If it took me 40 years to come home, what are these ancestors feeling of needing to come home? I couldn't imagine the pain and the suffering they must go through. And that was my driving force.
I hope and pray that all goes well, that Vern and Marianne would have everything in hand to the point where the ancestors can be loaded onto the plane, and that they come home safe and sound. That is my biggest worry.